Jai Hind everyone, I am Dr. Monica Agrawal from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. My subject is Soft Skill 1, subject code KNC 101. The topic of today's lecture is Theme Presentation Methods, and it is a part of Unit 2, Presentation and Interaction Skills. The content of today's lecture has, first of all, what is theme presentation? What do we mean by theme presentation? What is the need and significance of theme presentation, and what is the methodology for theme presentation? So, first of all, what is theme presentation? As the word suggests, phrase suggests, theme is the basic underlying thought on which something is performed, and presentation is an activity of making an oral communication in front of an audience with a specific purpose. So, theme presentation is done when some event or some group communication is organized, and people who are typically expert in some given area are invited to speak at a conference or some convention or meeting or any other such kind of event, and the purpose of this is to set a specific tone for the occasion. So, people who are technically expert, they are asked to make a presentation, okay, on some event. It may be some conference, okay, and these experts are supposedly the best person to present the underlying idea of that organized event, and the purpose is to set the specific tone for the occasion, means to set the atmosphere for the occasion. It is a technical lecture, no doubt, okay, but this lecture specially refers to the principle, means main, and the underlying theme of the larger idea on which the event is organized. Every group communication event in profession or in formal setting is organized to fulfill one or the other purpose, and there is an underlying idea which governs that program. Okay. So, the technical lecture done for theme presentation refers to that principal idea that is behind the organization of that event. So, as a professional, if you are asked, you are invited to give an expert lecture or to give a theme presentation in some event, then you are there to set the tone and mood for that event, okay, because you are there to create an atmosphere and you are creating a mental environment. Okay. You have to prepare the audience for the coming procedure or the coming whatever proceedings are going to take place. So, theme presentation aims at setting the mood and setting the mental environment for the coming activities which are designed, which are programmed in that event, okay, and that is necessary for the successful conduction of the program, because without being mentally involved and focused and prepared, the people participating in that event cannot make a meaningful contribution. So, we must understand the need or significance of theme presentation, because without understanding the significance of something, we cannot do justice with that duty or with that role. It is necessary to understand the need and significance of this theme presentation role or duty. As we have just discussed, that a theme presentation is there to set the mood or tone of the occasion. So, a theme lecture is inspirational. it inspires the audience to connect with the activity, okay, and it unifies the audience, means all the members of the audience, they have one and the similar mindset towards the program which is being conducted. So, a theme lecture or theme presentation is inspirational, it inspires the audience towards that one single goal, and it unifies the audience, okay, as a team member, as a partaker in that program. So, it prepares the audience mentally to receive the further information, whatever is being communicated to them or whatever is being there on the agenda of that program. People are mentally connected to that, and they are ready to receive the further information. They are ready to receive the information and they are ready to participate in that program purposefully. So, that is the significance of a theme presentation. So, the role of the theme presenter is quite important. So, the speaker should be able to capture the essence of the theme. The speaker himself should be very much aware of the core idea of the theme, of the larger idea on which the program is organized. So, the speaker should be able to capture that essence of the theme, and he or she should be able to highlight it, to present it to the audience in a short period of time. The theme presenter is not going to have an entire day or a long time. He is going to have a limited time slot, and in that limited time slot he has to highlight the essence of the theme, essence of the idea of that program which governs the organization of that program. So, giving such presentation is a major responsibility. So, as a professional, when you are being given this responsibility, when you are invited as expert lecture, expert person in that particular field, that you are going to fulfill a major responsibility which is important for the success of that program. Okay. And when you do it well, you are making the audience feel empowered. They are excited and enthusiastic towards what is going on, okay, what is coming further. So, they become curious, they are interested with that theme presentation which you are going to present in front of them. So, it is your role to make the audience connected, make them feel empowered and make them excited and enthusiastic towards the further event. Now, it is necessary for a professional to understand that making a presentation as a participant in some seminar, in some conference or some other meeting, board meeting or some convention is the more or less the same as the theme presentation, but there are certain specific aspects of the methodology of theme presentation. Means when you are there as an expert to deliver an expert lecture in some seminar or conference or some meeting, then your responsibility is higher, because you are there to prepare the audience for the coming presentations. You are there to make the audience enthusiastic towards the new set of information which they are going to receive. Okay. And you are there to encourage and motivate the audience and make them feel empowered and able to receive that information and to make a meaningful contribution towards the furtherance of the knowledge. So, theme presentation methodology is slightly specific, and we must know what are the various aspects of this methodology. So, first of all, the very first thing is then to be taken into consideration is that once you are informed that you are being invited as the expert lecturer there, and you are being given an indication of what is the theme of that event. Okay. Now, your serious planning should start. Okay. So, when you are given the indication of the theme of that event, okay, the technical lecture which you are going to deliver, then you should start planning seriously and devotedly, okay, and you have to prepare your lecture to fulfill the aim of that expert lecture, okay. So, you have some planning to do and you have to prepare your lecture. So, first of all, you know what is the purpose of that event. So, to write a good theme lecture or to make a good theme presentation, you should start by identifying two things, okay. You have to identify two things: the purpose of that event, what is the purpose, why that event is being organized, okay, and who are going to be the audience. And we know that this is the very first you can stage in preparing and planning any presentation or any activity in communication. Whether you are going to write something, whether you are going to speak something, you should know what is the purpose of that activity, what is the purpose behind that set of communication, and who is going to be the receiver or who are going to be the audience. So, here also, to make a good theme lecture, you should start by identifying the purpose, okay, and this is done with the help of the organizers. You can take help of the organizers, you can go through the brochure and you can read other relevant material, you can talk to people who are organizing that event and you can have a clear idea about the purpose of that program to be conducted and who are going to be the audience in that seminar or conference or any other convention for group communication, okay. Then only you can construct your theme presentation speech, and if you take into consideration certain points, then your speech is going to be certainly very entertaining and very well structured, and that is the touchstone for the success of your presentation there. So, we must learn and we must remind ourselves of the various steps in the methodology, okay. So, first of all, as I have discussed, it is the identifying of the purpose of that event. So, if we talk about the purpose or the objectives of formal communication occasions, okay, events, there are three basic purposes, okay. First is the educational purpose, then motivational purpose and the entertaining purpose. So, you should know what is the basic purpose of that event, okay. If we start from here, educational purpose, if that meeting or that conference or that seminar is organized to inform people about something, to give some information, to pass on some information, some new you can say discoveries or some new findings in some particular field, okay. That seminar is organized to share that information with the audience, or the purpose is to give some instructions to make the people ready to do something. That type of purposes are called educational purposes. So, you should know what is the purpose, because that is going to be you can say a governing force behind the whole organization of your speech or the lecture, the content of your lecture, okay, the other things which you are going to include in your lecture and the overall style and tone, okay, the focus of your lecture. If the purpose is motivational, motivational means if that is there to inspire people, like to make people take some action or to make people adopt some specific kind of thought or philosophy, okay, that type of occasion is organized with the purpose of motivating people. It may be related to some marketing like persuading people, or it may be related to some other social activity, okay, whatever is the occasion, whatever is the platform. But if the purpose is motivational, then you have to adopt your style, you have to include the content related to that purpose only. And if the purpose is entertaining, then you have to keep it light. You have to focus on the amusement part of that your lecture, okay. So, the basic purpose of your that event is going to govern the style and the content of your lecture. So, it is necessary to identify the purpose, because whatever purpose of the presentation lecture is, you want to accomplish with your lecture, but you should always remember that you are there to offer some value to your audience. Means your purpose is there to establish the value, the significance of that purpose, of that theme, okay, to your audience. But you should not brag about what you are or what you have done, what you know. Okay, you should be very humble. You should be very, you can say, suggestive in your lecture. You should not brag about, you should not just show off your talent or your achievements or your understanding or your knowledge, your position. No, you are there to encourage your audience, to offer the value to your audience. So, we should keep it connected to the purpose, and we should keep it like an aid, like a help to our audience to understand the value of that event. Okay. So, that is important to with the help of identifying the purpose. Next is know your audience. It is very important in any kind of, in every kind of presentation, that you should know your audience, whatever is the occasion, whatever is the purpose. You should know who is going to be your audience. And in our earlier topics like public speaking, we have discussed that knowing your audience is very important, understanding your audience is very important, and this can be done only with the help of your organizer, the organizers of that event. You can talk to them and you can take help of them to understand about your audience, to know your audience. And what is to know about your audience? First of all, we should know what are their interests, likes and dislikes. Means what is the purpose, what is the motivation behind attending that event of the audience. Means audience interest, what they like, what they do not like. Okay. You should know, and then only you will be able to appeal to them, you will be able to focus on their interest and cater to their interest. Second point is, are they familiar with the topic? You should very well know what is the level of understanding of your audience, the topic which is being taken, or the field which is being taken in that event. Okay. You should know whether the audience is quite familiar, has reached up to a certain level of understanding, or they are beginners, okay, they are freshers. That is the way you can decide upon the level of complexity or the level of knowledge in your theme lecture. What is the size of the group? Means size means, is it going to be a very small group, or a considerably medium size group, or a large group of people. Okay. Is it going to be a very large audience? Okay. You should be mentally prepared with that, and there, if the audience is very large, then you have to keep the things quite general. Okay. If it is a very small group, then you can focus on each and every member, and you can get to know about each and every member of that group of audience. Okay. So, it is important to know what is the size of the group. Okay. The age range, what is the age range? Means what is the age, whether they are teenagers, or they are youngsters, or they are the middle aged professionals, or is it a mixture of all, or you are going to address a group of you can say elderly people. Okay. What is the background? Okay. What is their socio cultural and educational background? Okay. You should know about that, then only you will be able to pick up the relevant examples or the relevant information which is easily understood by the audience. And it is also important to know the gender distribution. Is it going to be a mixture of male and female, or it is going to be a totally male gathering, or it is going to be a totally female gathering? These things determine so many things which you pick and which you choose to be a part of your content. Okay. You should know that. Okay. The important thing is that you should know the type of audience. Okay. And there are two types of audience, primary audience and secondary audience. Okay. Primary audience means the decision makers, as we have discussed earlier also, that audience is of two types. One, the primary audience means that small group of people who are there as decision makers, okay, and the opinion molders means their decision is going to be followed by the other, and the secondary audience is the follower. Okay. So, primary audience is the decision makers or the opinion molders. Their opinion molds the opinion of the secondary type of audience, because they are the followers. So, you should know that who are your primary audience and where they are sitting, okay, and that can be taken into consideration, their background, their age range, their gender, their, you can say, familiarity with the topic is going to determine your content and the organization of your theme presentation lecture. Next is exposition of the theme. Okay. You should be very well you can say prepared for exposing the theme in front of your audience. You are there to make a theme presentation. So, this exposition of the theme is the crucial part and crucial, you can say angle of your presentation. You have to expose all of a sudden that theme in front of your audience. For that, you have to select a core message, means the idea on which that event is organized may be very wide, may be very all, you can say, including, but you have to select the core message of that theme. Okay. And that core message should be conveyed in your lecture. So, you have to select that core message that you want to convey, and that is based on the theme of the event. And that core message should contain certain features. Okay. So, you should make sure that your core message and that part of your lecture should contain clarity. Okay. As we know that clarity is a part of technical communication, it is a part of formal communication, that there should be clarity. We should aim to express our core message in a single sentence or in a very short paragraph, okay, but with clarity. Okay. The core message should be conveyed clearly in a brief form to your audience. So, that clarity should be there in the expression. Next is passion. Okay. Passion means your enthusiasm. Your core message should be something you believe in. If you believe in that message which you are conveying to your audience, then only you will be able to show that passion, that involvement in your speech, okay, in your presentation. So, there should be passion, and passion is there only if you have belief, if you believe in that message which you are delivering. Next is, it should have knowledge. Okay. There should be reflection of your knowledge in that theme presentation. Okay. What do you know about your core message? Unless you know well about that theme, you will not be able to make a successful theme presentation. You are an expert in that field, that is why you are invited to give that theme presentation. Okay. But it is necessary to brush up your knowledge. Okay. You should reflect your deep knowledge, your you can say true knowledge in that theme presentation. Okay. And then only you will be able to connect that thought with your own personal experience. You can relate stories. Okay. You can share your personal experiences with your audience. So, there are three things which should be, three features of the exposition of your theme. First of all, it should be clear. Second, that it should reflect your own involvement, your own passion for that thought, okay, and your knowledge about that core message. Okay. Then only you can relate it with your personal experience, and you must have done some research on the topic. Okay. So, the next you can say step in the preparation for theme presentation is do your research. Okay. Means whenever, every time you have to make a fresh research into the chosen theme. It may be of your field of work, it may be of your interest, but every time when you are formally invited to make a theme presentation, you have to do a fresh research, and you should not take your knowledge for granted. Whatever you already know may fall short. Okay. So, you should not take your knowledge for granted, and you should double check your facts. Okay. Whatever facts you know, whatever information you have, you should double check it before presenting it in front of your audience. So, you have to do your research, and it is also important that you have to update your knowledge. Okay. So, we have to look for the recent developments or recent, you can say, findings, okay, in your field of knowledge. Okay. Any relevant updates which are there, you should include that update into your material. Okay. Your material should not appear to be obsolete, it should be updated, and it can be done only when you make a fresh research into that topic or into that field of knowledge. It is also important that you have to pay special attention to that information that is going to be useful for your listeners. Okay. From the whole amalgam of information, a whole, you can say, a storehouse of information, you have to make a careful selection of that information which is going to be useful for your audience. That is why it is necessary to know your audience, it is necessary to know the purpose of your presentation. So, then only you will be able to include the relevant and interesting information into your lecture, into your matter. Now, you have to create a lecture outline. Okay. You have to create an outline of the lecture which you are going to deliver. Okay. And this outline is going to structure your ideas, and this structuring of ideas is very necessary, it is essential. Okay. And it is essential to both the things. First of all, the design. Okay. How you design, how you structure your speech in a coherent way, in a unified way, in a smooth flow of thought. Okay. So, this creating an lecture outline is very important for the designing of your speech, that what would be the organization of the information into your speech and the delivery. Okay. If you have prepared the lecture outline, it is going to help you as a blueprint for your lecture, because that outline is the blueprint. Okay. You will have that outline into your mind, within your mind, and you can make use of that outline, or you can find a pattern only with the help of your outline. So, that is a blueprint for your lecture. So, preparing an outline of your theme presentation is very important. Okay. What to include that outline? First of all, it should highlight the key logical elements. Okay. The logical element, the logic behind every expression. Okay. The logic means the rational connection between things. So, these logical elements are what points are being made to logically support the core message. Means you have one core message, you make a statement of that core message, then you have to present the logically connected points, the valid points, the relevant points to establish that core message. So, this is going to, the outline is going to make a highlight of those logical elements. Next is that it also highlights the structural elements, means the structure of your lecture. The structural elements have three parts: introduction, body and conclusion. So, you are going to include that introduction, these are the points in body, I have to give such certain things into details, and then how will I be concluding our lecture. Also the stories and the high level concept, this is the structural elements, this is going to make the whole lecture of your theme presentation, and this is included in the lecture outline. And these links the whole presentation together, it keeps the presentation in sequence, and if you make an outline, you will be able to perhaps allocate the rough timing to each part of your lecture. Means from the allotted time, out of the allotted time, you will be able to distribute the time to different parts of your lecture. This much time, the 10% time in the introduction, and then 10% time in the conclusion, and the remaining 80% time I have to devote on the main theme. So, this helps in allocating the rough timing to your whole presentation. Next step is organization of your content. So, you have to split your theme into 3 parts, as we already know that every presentation, every content, every document has 3 parts: introduction, body and conclusion. So, you have to organize the relevant material into 3 parts. How will you introduce the thing, how will you discuss the thing, and how will you conclude. And it is important that as a theme presenter, you should not focus on the statistics, you should not focus on the figures. Okay? If you keep that focused on the statistics, your audience may not feel much interested. You should focus on the philosophy, you should focus on the feeling, you should focus on the experience of your personal experience related to that particular idea. Okay? That is the way to organize your content to make the audience interested in your speech. And it is also important that in your speech you should have a variety. Okay? You should include certain stories about the real people from your experience which you have come across. Okay? You can take examples from history, because you have read a lot, you have done a research, you know the history related to that topic. You can take example from the past events. Okay? You can use some metaphor, some figurative language, okay, some comparison, some contrasts. Okay? You can present some interesting statistics, an interesting number. Okay? You can present some new idea, okay, or any other exciting experience or exciting moments, or some you can say inspirational moments to keep your audience engaged. So, this is how you should organize your lecture for theme presentation. It is also important that repetition should be justified. Any sort of repetition must have a purpose. You should not repeat things, okay, that will make the audience feel disinterested. But if you are repeating, you should have a purpose of that repetition. So, any sort of repetition must have a purpose. The 7th and the last point is to give illustrations and visuals. As it is a presentation, it is going to appeal more to the sense of sight in comparison to the sense of hearing. Your audience is sitting there face to face. So, you have to use some visual elements in your theme presentation. It is like any other presentation. Okay? So, you have to use visual elements because it is going to help illustrate your ideas. So, some limited use of illustrations and visuals should be there in your presentation. You can use some make a use of some graphs, some charts, okay. That should be very limited, but that helps to show the relationship, that helps to show the comparison or the change. We know that there are various visual means to show the relationship. We can make bar diagram, okay. We can make comparison, we can make different line charts, okay, pie charts, okay. This is how we can highlight the relationships, comparisons and changes. It is also important that the use of that visual or that illustration should only be there to enhance your presentation, to enhance your message, to increase the understanding of your audience. It should not be there just to distract the audience, because too much of that audio visual gimmicks can lead to the distraction. Okay. Then over stimulating your audience will result in the losing of the attention. So, we should not overdo the use of illustration in the theme presentation. We should focus on the thought, because that thought is going to be continued with the audience throughout the further hearings or throughout the further proceedings of that event. Now, toward the end, summing up, that theme presentation is given by an expert to set the tone and mood on the specific occasion or some event which is related to formal group communication. Okay. It is a technical lecture, no doubt, which refers to the principle and the underlying thought of the larger idea on which the whole event is organized. A theme lecture is inspirational and it is unifying for its audience. Okay. For a good theme lecture, the presenter should start by identifying the purpose and the audience. That is the methodology, and the methodology includes exposing the theme with the help of the core message, with clarity, with passion and knowledge, and you have to organize the content with the help of visual illustrations. So, this is how you will be able to make a theme presentation when you are invited as an expert into some conference, some seminar or some other event of group communication. So, that is all with this topic. Thank you all. Jai Hind.